Hey y'all, it's David Ducker coming back. And today I'm going to be talking about Solar Wars. Our new campaign is going to be coming out in the fall, I'd expect, maybe winter, because winter is coming. So I'm kind of anthologizing our design process. So last video I talked about how we got to the space opera genre and why we got there. So the next step after picking the genre, the next step is kind of the story. So I was thinking about, what does space opera do well? Space opera allows you to create these complex societies, like our modern day or real life societies, where you have economics, politics, religion, on a much more developed scale. If you're looking at most fantasy games, the economic model is very simple. The government model is very simple. Even the religious model is very simple. You just don't have that many people. You don't have the big geographic area. You don't have as many people in positions of power. A lot of people in medieval times are farmers. That's their job. But as you get more developed societies and fewer farmers can feed more people, you get all these other classes emerging. So what space opera does really well is looking at, how does the government work? How should the government work? What are some alternate governmental systems or economic systems or religious systems? So I said, okay, this campaign is going to be about exploring politics and economics on a more complex scale. And that's going to be like our theme of our story. Not the plot, because you can't plot what's going to happen in an RPG. It's not a novel. So I said, what's the best, I love the duality. What's the best us versus them versus us kind of story there? And I thought, well, let's draw on real history. Let's not reinvent the wheel. Let's go back to to the Cold War or the Russian Revolution or the French Revolution, perhaps. And let's talk about communism and capitalism. And let's talk about democracy versus despotism. That's going to be our big themes. Those are going to be our big themes. Economically, capitalism versus communism, and governmentally it's going to be like a republicanism, a democracy that is, versus a tyrant, a despot. So that's what we're going to be looking at as our theme, big theme going through the campaign. So what we did, like I said, we just analyzed the genre. What does this genre do well? That's what we're going to do. What it doesn't do well, we're not going to worry about. That's besides the point. So that's kind of step two. Once you pick your genre, whatever nebulous reasons that you use to decide upon it, when you're crafting your story, remember you need to stay within the genre. Not all genres do everything equally well. So I think I'm going to keep these videos short. We'll leave that off, part two. So part two is going to be theme, let's say. I'll come back at you with part three.